So Nathan, we're on the eve of the new season. You're seventh as a Southend United player. How excited are you to get back to playing?
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Obviously, it doesn't feel like long ago we was here, obviously playing, and but no, yeah, we're ready to go. Obviously, had a good pre-season, and yeah, boys are looking forward to it.
You mentioned pre-season. You've been building up your minutes in those games against competitive opposition that have been playing in higher divisions. What have you made of those challenges, and how well have they prepared you for the season ahead?
Yeah, it's been a really good test, I feel. Obviously, things like going to Spain as well, getting that warm weather training in has really helped. But the games we've had as well, I feel we've had some really good tests in there, and I feel like we've held our own for large parts of them as well. So I think that can only stand us in good stead, and obviously fitness-wise as well, boys getting good minutes in. So yeah, we're feeling good going into the first game.
On a personal note, you're continuing your leadership role as a captain of the club. How much are you enjoying that responsibility that you've shouldered over the last sort of couple of years?
Yeah, massively. Obviously, I know the group really well now. I know the club well, so it means a lot. It's being from Essex, you know how big a club it is as well. So it's it's a responsibility that I take on, and with full pride.
Part of that responsibility will have been welcoming the three new lads that we've had come through the door. What have you made of them and the impression that you've been given by them so far?
Yeah, really good lads. Obviously fitted in seamlessly as always. I think with the recruitment here, as I said about Spain, I feel like that gave them a really good opportunity to just embed themselves in the group. You know, when you're around a team for multiple days at a time, I feel like that helped them as well. So I thought that was another good positive about that. And obviously good players as well. So they'll definitely help us moving forward.
And looking at the trip to Gateshead, obviously fans will have had really positive memories from the last visit up there. How are you approaching the challenge of facing them again to start off the season this time?
Yeah, obviously we know about them. Obviously played them for the last few years now, and know what they're about. I think they've got a fair few new players, but we'll know sort of what test they bring, and it's always a difficult challenge going up there, to be fair. So it's nothing we'll take lightly, but we'll obviously be going up to try and get the 3 points.
And the fans themselves, what message would you have for them ahead of the new campaign?
Yeah, obviously stick with us, as I know they always will. Obviously last season they were coming out in their numbers, and I think the attendance was about 7,000-8,000 out on average, which is unbelievable. So I feel like we don't need to tell them, but obviously come out and support us and back the boys and make as much noise as you can. And I'm sure we'll have a good year.
Perfect, thanks Nathan.
Nathan, great to be preparing for a new season as well. So you described the pre-season as a test. What is the biggest thing that you guys as players have taken from these matches in pre-season?
I think pre-season in general, you can't really look at results too much, positive or negative. I feel like getting through them injury-free, getting the minutes under the belt, and getting that fitness in, as I said about Spain, will only add to it with the warm weather training and stuff. So I think that's something that we've added from previous pre-seasons, and can only stand us in good stead, really.
Yeah, I mean, how has this pre-season sort of compared to previous ones that you've had at Southend over the last few years? Yeah,
I mean, well, there's some. I think it was last year or the one. We barely had one. Obviously for different circumstances. So I think this has definitely been a positive one, and shows kind of where the club's going.
I mean, Kevin, we've just spoken to him. He talks about how togetherness is going to be a key asset for you guys throughout this season. So how have you been sort of building that, especially with the new players coming in during this pre-season, both on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think anyways we'll always try and do things as a group, and like even if it's just going for coffees and stuff like that, local boys will kind of do things, and we've always had that type of togetherness as a group, and we try and make sure that that's open to obviously the new boys coming in as well. As I said about Spain, them kind of getting integrated in that as well. So and then obviously on the pitch you gradually learn about new players, and I feel like we've managed to have that in the pre-season.
It feels like we've only just blinked our eyes, and the playoff final was yesterday. But what's that reflection process been like for yourself? What have you taken from that experience that you're going to bring into this new season? Yeah,
I mean, I think something like a playoff final like that, it can go one way or the other. I do feel like the group we've got, it will go in a positive way, and I think they'll see how close they've come and what we can get with sort of small margins, and we'll really use that this season in driving us forward.
I mean, I mean, amongst all the talk there is about football ahead of the season, obviously there'll be a certain expectation from some people on what Southend should be aiming for this season. How do you manage that sort of expectation? To what extent does that give you guys a sort of pressure for this season?
Yeah, I think we have our own goals and our own aims, and we try and keep it in-house as much as possible. I think the manager and the staff are really good at kind of keeping us away from that stuff as much as possible, because we know what we need to do, we know how we need to get there, and listening to too much outside noise can sometimes affect that. So we try and just keep it in-house and focus on what we know how to do.
That wasn't long ago. We were making the trip up to the North East for the last day of the regular season against Gateshead. But what do you expect to see from this Gateshead side? Perhaps a very different one from what you saw. Yeah,
obviously personnel-wise will be quite different, but I think in terms of their philosophy and stuff will probably be fairly similar. Obviously we'll do work on them and work out how we're going to play against them. But it will, it'll be a tough game. They're always a good team, and especially at home. So it'll be a tough test, but we're really looking forward to it and looking forward to getting the season started.
Yeah, I'd say got new manager, a few new players as well in there. They've had some good pre-season. There's been a lot of talk about, like York City's, Forest Green Rovers, Carlisle United, but maybe this Gateshead side, you talk about them being a tough test. I mean, they should be in that mix as well.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, they've had some really good years in the past in this league. So obviously it's early days. We can't really tell too much yet, going off pre-season and things. But we'll be prepared for whatever test comes, and we're looking forward to it. And as I said, we'll be going up there to try and get the win.
I mean, opening day is always an exciting time, like all games in the football season. But as a player, how does opening day, sort of that experience, differ to maybe some of the other games you'll have this season?
I think it's excitement as well, really. Obviously, you've been away from it for a bit, and you're kind of anxious to know how it's going to go and things. But overwhelmingly excited, I'd say, and just kind of looking forward to get it started, getting back in that routine of games, and trying to get to the. It's obviously an opportunity to stay at the top of the table and up and around it, and try and stay up there for the rest of the season. So that'll be the aim.
It reminds me of speaking to Charlie Kendall after the Wimbledon game, where he was saying, he felt just ready to go for this new season. Is it kind of, as pre-season builds, you get close, there's just more of that anticipation, just get into that competitive football, and then just a chance to go?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is, as I said, that's kind of routine and getting in the momentum of games, which you do throughout pre-season. Obviously, as your fitness goes up as well, and you start doing things second nature kind of thing. So that only adds to it. And once the season comes, you're ready to sort of hit the ground running.
Brilliant, Nathan. Thank you. Brianna, just have one question.
Yeah, obviously you've been training here for a while, but coming to the new season, what's it been like training with everything all completely finished here? Yeah,
really nice. I mean, it's definitely a nice sort of environment to come into, I'll say. Obviously everything being new and things, and kind of having that base as a team. So obviously still little things getting added, but it's really nice to sort of have a meet point, and for new players coming in and they're seeing the surroundings, it's definitely got more of a sort of league club feel, if you like. So it's really nice to be coming into.
Thanks.
Have you got used to playing with the mask on now? How's that been feeling?
Yeah, do you know what? The mask is fine. If anything, sometimes I forget to bring it, and I'm like, oh. But it's when I'm in a game, I don't really notice it, to be honest. It's all good. It's more just in Spain, I think things like the sweat, you just have to move it out of the way. But no, it's all good. It's done its job.
And like you said, the opening day of the season is always quite exciting. You've been at Southend a while now. What's been your favourite opening day?
Oh, Oldham. Yeah, it'd have to be Oldham. I think because it was after that pre-season of not hardly doing much at all, and going into that first game against obviously the team that was back for promotion. So to win 4-0 on the opening day, I think that was it's definitely a standout for me.